Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I gotta speak kind of quietly because I have people sleeping in the room next to my bathroom. So today's video is not what I was expecting it to be. So I'm gonna label trigger warning right here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my miscarriage and hemorrhaging. I almost died. It's been almost a week already. So yeah, prepare yourselves for this video. And just so you know, I cannot, for the life of me, find my makeup remover cloth, and I've been trying to wipe my eyes with my sleeve, and I'm just not gonna do it anymore because I'm just irritating my eyes. So I'm just gonna do like a little bit of skincare, and I still gotta get this bow out of my hair. I should have done it earlier. It's after 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm exhausted, but I cannot sleep no matter how much I try. So yeah, just bear with me. So it all started back in April. I found out I was pregnant, and I didn't want to tell anyone right away because I had a miscarriage back in 22, a couple days before Christmas. But anyway, so this time around I wasn't going to tell anyone right away because I was afraid that this would happen, and it did. So I found out I was pregnant towards the end of April. In May, I started some spotting, so I went to the ER. And they told me, they did ultrasound and blood work, and my HCG levels were actually very high. So they said it was really early and that they suspected twins, but that it could still end up in miscarriage because of the bleeding that I was having. So I kind of got a little excited over the idea of, you know, twins and everything. But I kept in the back of my mind that I probably was definitely going to miscarry, sorry. I'm very tired. I'm beyond tired. But, so the ultrasound showed that I was, like, so early on that they really couldn't tell, but they were guessing around, like, 4 weeks. And then I kept getting blood work done, and it went up to like, I want to say it was like 15,000 that week. And then I ended up getting more blood work, and my levels started dropping. I had another ultrasound done, and the baby measured 6 weeks, 4 days, but there was no heartbeat. So I knew what to expect. But for some reason I kept thinking maybe I'll go in and, you know, there will just like magically be a heartbeat, but there wasn't. And kind of figured that because my HCG levels were dropping quite low. So the bleeding started, and like on and off for a week. I would bleed like a little heavy, and then it would go back to spotting, and then heavy, and then spotting again. And I was like, yeah, you know, I know what to expect. But then things took a turn for the worse. I was in extreme, like, excruciating pain. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do a face mask or not. I don't think I'm going to tonight, honestly. I'm gonna go in with, oh, it's an exfoliating toner pad. Anyway, So I was in extreme pain, so I ran some like warm bath water and I got in. The pain just wasn't going away, and usually when I get bad like cramping or anything like that, the water definitely helps, but in this case it just was not helping. Like, it even helped with my last miscarriage, and the pain was just getting worse and worse, and it was just horrible. And then I noticed that my bath water was literally like filling up with blood, like a lot. And I sat down on the toilet and I could feel the blood clots passing, like they were huge. And when I got up and seen, you know, how much blood was all over and how much was in the toilet, I called my husband into the bathroom, and he came in and looked, and he goes, oh my goodness, he's like, we're taking you to the ER right now. And then he ran out and he told my boys, he's like, boys, get your shoes on, you know, we gotta take mommy to the hospital and, you know, get her all checked out and everything. So we go there and he dropped me off. Oops, sorry, I accidentally kicked my ring light. Just want to make sure I'm cleaning my face pretty good. Like, look at all that on my face. Foundation and dirt and who knows what else. Anyway, so I get to the ER, and by this point I was already losing so much blood. It was unbelievable. I was really pale. My whole body was shaking like uncontrollably. And when I got in there was a lady standing at the desk, and she was just kind of chit-chatting, and I'm like crying in pain and, you know, yelling for someone to help me. And I was so weak I could barely even stand. So the one lady behind the first desk, because there's two, there's like one on the right, one on the left, she goes, do you need to be seen, honey? And I was like, yes. And she had me walk down over to the other desk, so I did. And the lady looks at me and she goes, all right, honey, she's like, what's your name? And I told her my name, and she didn't even get to finish getting my information. And I told her what was going on. I told her I was having a miscarriage and that I was bleeding really, really bad, and I was weak. I was nauseous. Like, my body just would not stop shaking. And she looks at me and she's like, honey, she's like, you need to go sit down. She's like, please go sit down. We'll get your information later. And she goes, I don't need you passing out on me. Like, when I say I was pale, I looked dead. I really, really did. It was very scary. This whole experience was traumatizing. Sorry, I'm trying to get this box open so I can get my stuff out of here. So I'm sitting in the waiting room and I'm waiting and waiting. And if you've been to the hospital, like, my hospital, like, sucks when it comes to waiting time. Usually you're waiting hours upon hours before you get seen. But, anyway, so it felt like I was waiting for a lifetime, but I was maybe waiting for 15 minutes. But so that's a long time when you're hemorrhaging. And I could just feel myself getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and I felt like I was gonna pass out. Like, anyone who's had like a close to death experience, or when someone's dying, they like, I always heard that they feel it, and I felt it coming. I couldn't feel myself anymore. It's so hard to explain. But sorry, I'm just trying to like not cry or anything. So the other lady, after about maybe like the 10 minutes, maybe it wasn't even 10 minutes, it seemed like forever to me, but hold on, I gotta take my nose ring out quick. She calls me up and I was like, ma'am, I was like, I'm really like bleeding everywhere. And she's like, wait, you're bleeding? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, hold on. She's like, I'll be back, okay? So she went and she grabbed me some of the like blue pad things, and she brought it out to sit it in the chair. And I had already had blood all over the chair. It was all over the floor. She laid the pad down, and like within 2 minutes the whole pad was like completely covered. And when I stood up, when they finally called my name, it was just like dripping all over the floor. It was horrible. It was like the most traumatic thing that I have ever been through, I think. It was really bad. But I got into a room finally, and I told them I had to go pee, so they let me go pee. And I was supposed to pee in a cup, but when I got to the bathroom, I was kind of just like freaking out. Like my body was spazzing out. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. This is it. This is gonna be this is gonna be the way I die. And I was like, you know, I never thought this was gonna happen. And well, I went to the bathroom. I was trying to clean up, but as I was trying to like clean up the floor and everything, I was just getting more on the floor. Like it was everywhere. So I left it. I left it like that. I went back to my room, which was literally right next to the bathroom. Like I didn't have far to walk at all. And I got in there, and there was a guy in there. He was one of the nurses, and I told him that someone needed to go clean the bathroom up like ASAP because it was completely covered in blood. They said it looked like a murder scene in there. It was horrible. I don't even know what I'm doing with all these products right now. I don't even know. Honestly, I'm not even gonna do a cleanser right now. I just can't. I don't know what this is. What's this? Oh, that's a face mask. I don't want to do too much. I'm just trying to like hurry up and tell my story and everything, and kind of do some. Okay, this is a Cool Balm. I think this one was the one that seemed more like a serum, but I'm not sure. One of these is thicker, and I like to put like the thinner products on first. This one's thicker. Okay, so what is that one? Okay, that one's a cleanser too. I should completely cleanse my face first, but I guess I'm not going to. So anyway, I told them I couldn't get a urine sample because of how bad I was bleeding. And nurses come running in. They must have actually seen how bad it was out in the waiting room and in the bathroom, but a whole bunch of nurses come in. I'm having 2 IVs put in. And I guess, like, I'm used to only having 1 IV in, but they had 2 in, and they had a whole bunch of things like running through the IVs. Sorry if my nose is like all icky. But anyway, so they come running in, and it was just nurses at first, and they were trying to do an exam on me. And they were trying, and she's like, honey, you are just bleeding way too much. She's like, we can't even see what is going on. So they're like, we're gonna call the OB. And she's like, so who's your doctor? I told her who my doctor was, and she's like, you're lucky because she's actually here at the hospital tonight, because she also delivers babies. Like she's amazing. She really is. But so I'm waiting on her to come down. She comes running in. She's like, I got here as fast as I could. And she did. She was pretty quick. It took like 2 minutes. I don't know how she got from the 4th floor down to the 1st, but she did in like 2 minutes. So hopefully she wasn't like too busy up there. But oh, I hate when I do that. I'm so sorry. And then I lose my train of thought a lot. So I'm just like laying there like legs wide open. And here comes my OB, and she's like, oh, what's going on, sweetie? She's like, what happened? And I told her and everything, which we were already preparing for it, but we didn't think I was going to hemorrhage. And she's like, all right. She's like, let me take a look, okay? And then a nurse is coming in, and she's like, have you taken anything for pain? And I was like, I took Tylenol this morning. And by the time I went into the hospital, it was like after 1 o'clock. And she's like, okay. She's like, are you allergic to morphine or anything? And I was like, no. And she's like, would you like some morphine? Because she knew that, you know, I was already in a lot of pain and I was about to be in even more excruciating pain. Let me tell you. So she gave me some morphine real quick through my IV. And I started to feel better. I felt more high than anything. I still felt some pain, but it was a lot worse before she administered that. So I was very thankful for that. And everyone who took care of me was absolutely amazing. This is so thick. This is mad thick. I'm sorry, I know I keep like changing topic and everything, but so after that I felt a little better, and my OB started doing like an emergency DNC on me. And at first I was doing okay, and then all of a sudden I just like felt this excruciating pain. Oh my goodness. And I could feel her pulling out. I know it's so disgusting. It makes me so sick to my stomach. I'm sorry guys, but like she pulled out this huge blood clot. I mean, this thing was humongous. It literally felt like I was delivering a full-term baby, and my baby was nowhere near as big. My baby was teeny tiny, like about the size of my pinky fingernail. So yeah. And I just remember laying there and I'm staring up at the ceiling, and they had like this sign up on the ceiling and it says, "Call, don't fall." And I was just like staring at that, and all I could think of was I'm literally laying on my back and I'm like really weak and everything, and I was like, I feel like I already fell, and I just kept staring at that freaking sign. And you know, I was just trying to kind of distract myself from everything, which is really hard to do. And I remember them saying, it's a good thing you came in when you did, because if not, you would not be here today. And my blood pressure was, you know, dropping really low, and my, is it globulin? Whatever it's called, was dropping. So I was definitely losing way too much blood. And I remember my OB telling me if they couldn't get the bleeding to slow down, that they were gonna rush me into the OR and, you know, do surgery and everything, and to remove my uterus. Luckily, I did not have to have that done. But at that point, I was like, if you have to, just do it. Like, save me. Because I remember when I was in the waiting room, before anyone came in to call me, I forgot to say this, I was literally like hunched over, screaming, somebody help me, please. I'm fucking dying. Like, I literally screamed it out loud, and everyone's looking at me. There was this one lady in the waiting room, and she was crying, and she came up to me because after she heard my situation, and she was telling me how her daughter had went through a miscarriage before, and that she's pregnant now with twin boys. And I was like, that is absolutely amazing. Not the miscarriage, but that she's you know, pregnant with twin boys, and the pregnancy is going great. So I'm really praying for her that everything goes well, and her delivery is well and everything. But anyway, so back to being in the room. I remember they had like regular IV fluid going through my left arm, and then I guess they wanted to save that arm in case I needed a blood transfusion, and which I almost ended up needing, but thankfully I didn't. I don't know how. I really don't know how. I guess I just got lucky. I got very, very lucky, and I had amazing doctors and nurses, but in my right arm they had another IV, and that had an antibiotic in it to prevent, you know, infection in my uterus and stuff. It's storming. You might be able to hear the thunder. I love that sound. Anyway, okay, I used those already. I don't even know why I'm trying. I have everything just like all over the place right now. But there was an antibiotic, and there was something else. I don't remember what it was. I really don't remember. I really very seriously can't remember. I don't want to like keep you guys on hold. I know I keep doing that. I keep like losing train of thought. And I remember before going to the hospital, my neighbors came over to, you know, see what we were up to like they usually do. And my one neighbor was like, "You guys taking off?" And Ray's like, "Yeah, I gotta take stuff to the hospital." And they're like, "Yeah, you didn't look good. You were wicked pale." I mean, like, I'm already pale. Like, didn't think I could get much whiter than this, but I did. I might even insert the clip that I did in the hospital. It was a short clip and a couple pictures. Like, I was not doing good, guys. I really wasn't. I'll be okay. I don't feel okay though. And I'm so sorry that this video is not what anybody, you know, expected. But it's just something I'm going through, and I'm just glad all the pain is over with. I'm still bleeding some, but it isn't bad. It's nowhere at all near what I was going through. But I feel like I'm forgetting something, and I'm trying not to. I know the first couple days being home, I had like no color. There was no color to me at all whatsoever. Like, I was completely white. I swear it was like as white as a sheet of paper. Like, I felt like I was this white, but that's exaggerating a little bit, but much whiter than this, I should say. But I want to put some of this on my lips, but I kind of don't because I have a lot of product on my hands right now, and yeah, that wouldn't taste too good. So I'm just gonna finish up my story quickly. And so I was really pale. After a couple days, I slowly started getting color back, and I'm surprised they even let me out of the hospital, honestly. Like, I was not feeling good. I was not myself. I did not feel like I was even here. I was weak. I just started gaining my strength back the other day. It's been hell. It's been hell, but I'm getting better, and I'm glad to be here. So I'm very thankful for that. And if I did forget something, I'll just come back on here and say it afterwards or something. I wanted to do like a whole like relaxation thing. I wanted to, you know, I don't know, wash my hair. I haven't washed my hair since, actually I washed it yesterday, but then I ended up getting barbecue sauce in it, so I gotta wash it again. So probably gonna wait until it stops storming. I'm like terrified when it comes to lightning and water, so yeah. So I'll probably wait until it stops storming, and if I can at least fall asleep, I'll just do it in the morning. But next time I'll definitely be back with, you know, something better. This just kind of like, I can't say happened unexpectedly. The bleeding part did. That was very unexpected, like the hemorrhaging. I was not expecting that to happen. I've had a few miscarriages before and never bled like that. So I think I'm gonna end my video here for now so it doesn't get too long, because it's already pretty long and I don't want to bore you guys. So next video, maybe I can even do that tomorrow night. I just need to get some rest, and I really need to find my makeup removing towel because it works amazing. So until then, I will see you guys next time, and thanks for listening in. And so what's been going on with me for a while now. That's why I haven't been posting, and finally felt like I could start posting about it, you know, just talk about it a little bit. Like, honestly, I'm surprised I haven't even cried. I think it's because I'm way too tired. I really am, because I sit in my bathroom and cry about it like every single day. I just take some time to myself to try and, you know, grieve and just try to have some time to myself. But alright, I will see you guys next time, and hopefully that'll be soon.